I'll be speaking on the power of vision first. I know that we've all heard the word vision. Um, we've all heard what vision means, um, what it entails, but I just want to give a brief definition of what vision is. Vision is simply a mental picture of what you want to achieve. Vision is a mental picture of your desired destination or desired ending, right? So let me use this as an example for you. Let me paint this picture. Imagine you have a kid, and that child says, "Oh, I want to be at this place. I want to go to this place, and all of that." And you want to probably take this child out, and you tell the child, "Oh, I want to take you to Disneyland." Now, the child doesn't know what Disneyland is. You are the one that knows what Disneyland is. So how do you explain to the child what Disneyland is, right? The best way to do that is to get pictures, images of Disneyland, probably video, and just show the child and just let the child see, oh, this is Disneyland. Now that is transference of a mental picture. You have sold a vision to that child. That child has come to see clearly a destination or an ending. So anything short of that, you know that you have probably deceived the child, or the child will begin to ask questions. So that is what vision is. Vision is a mental picture of what we want to achieve, a mental picture of the desired destination or ending, right? And I want you to understand this in this class, that leadership flies on the wings of vision. Leadership flies on the wings of vision. This is a leadership training, so we'll speak more in that direction. Leadership flies on the wings of vision. So it means that one of the things that propels leadership, one of the things that takes a leader higher, is vision. The level of vision determines the height of a leader. And every cadre of leadership must have a vision. Listen to me. If all is a role, let's assume you are in an organization and you're given a role to play. If all that you have is that role, you also need a vision. Vision is not tied to only those who have a leadership position, but also in a business development team or a particular unit in a church organization. You are not the leader of that unit, right? But you need to also understand that the fact that you are a member, to function well in that team and to deliver effectively well, something is important. Something is an important ingredient, and what we are talking about here is vision. The good thing about this is the vision may not have to come from you as the member of that department or the member of that team. For example, if you're under a leader and the leader gives you responsibility or a role, that role given to you by your leader, it is expected that you get the vision of your leader to function effectively well in that role. Are you with me? So let's assume, for instance, you are appointed as a chief of staff to someone, to a leader, right? That is a role. And the only way you will function effectively well is if you get the vision of your leader. Now, the person that has been selected as a leader, the person will definitely have a vision. The person will definitely have a mental picture of their desired end. So it's important that you who has been appointed as an assistant to the person understand the role, understand the vision of your leader. Are we together? So let me also use another example. Let me use a music band. Let's say you are in a music band, right? And The only way you are going to play good notes, let's say probably you're a guitarist, or maybe you're a keyboardist, or maybe you're a backup singer, the only way you will deliver effectively well in that music band, right, is if you know what the band leader wants to achieve. What the band leader wants to achieve there is the vision. What kind of sound do we want to make? What kind of tune do we want to deliver? How do we want our music to sound like? That is the vision. You have to follow that leading from your leader. So if you are a keyboardist and you don't know what the leader is trying to achieve, by the time you begin to play on the keyboard, or you're playing the guitar, or whatever it is you're doing in that thing, you would see that you won't be able to flow with the rhythm. It's going to affect the output of the leader of the general thing. So you need to understand that even in your role, you need vision to be able to deliver well. It's just that most of the time, the vision you need there is the vision of your leader. You cannot run with a different vision in the role that you are playing, or in the team that you found yourself. So to deliver excellently well, you need vision. So every role needs a vision to function well, and all of this depends on what cadre of leadership you fall into, or what your role is. It is foolishness to get into action without having or getting to know what the vision is. It's just a total act of foolishness. You just decide, that, this is how I want to do things, and then you just go, and you're not going to achieve anything great. Definitely, yeah, you could produce some results, but it will not be in alignment with what your team wants to deliver. I believe we're getting this, and we're taking notes. As a leader, now we've talked about someone who is just a team member, or is in a particular department. Now I want to speak to people who are leaders. We are all leaders, right? Let's assume you are a leader. A leader is responsible for coming up with the vision to propel his department, the organization forward. It's very important. A team member must also have a vision too. They just need to get the vision of the leader. Follow me. If you are made a leader of any group or department or team, after getting the vision of the leader, you also need to always have a vision that can move where you are forward, or where you are leading forward. Now let me explain this clearly. Let's say we have company A. Company A has the business development team. Company A has the marketing team. Company A has the operations team. Now there's the CEO or the managing director who is responsible for the whole organization. Let's assume that the CEO has said, this is our vision for the year. You are the leader of the business development team. It is important that, even though, and this is for people who are leaders in the middle, there are some people that lead at the bottom, some people lead in the middle, some people lead at the top. For leaders at the middle, it is important that you understand the vision of your CEO, of your MD, of your boss, right? And bring it down to your own department, right? And you also need to come up with a vision for your department to move your department forward and toward that bigger vision that has been set. Let's assume the vision this year is we want to be in the 36 states of the nation, right? You as the leader of the business development team can say our vision to be able to hit these 36 states. Our vision is that we open up new branches every month at this place, right? So now you have been able to identify in the larger picture what role and what vision your own team is going to deploy to be able to achieve that. We have organizations that set targets. and once targets are set, they are shared across different departments, right? Now, it is your job as the leader of that department to find out what to do to move your department towards what has been identified. Now, I want to take this further on vision. A vision that cannot be clearly communicated is the same as a dead body. It is one thing to have vision. It is one thing to have a mental picture. But the most important part of visioning is communication. That's the ability to clearly communicate or clearly describe the things that you have seen in your mind, because nobody will come into your mind. No one can get into your mind. No one can. I don't think there are people that can begin to read minds. So if you say you have a vision, you must also be skilled at communicating what you have seen. You must be skilled at communicating the vision that you have. So, I wrote here, I said, getting vision as a leader is not as having the ability to communicate the vision. It's not as important as having the ability to communicate the vision. That is you as the leader that you have gotten the vision. The most important part as a leader is the ability to communicate that vision. So a vision that has not been communicated, like I said, is equal to a dead body. It's just there. It can't move, it can't live, it can't manifest. Nothing can be done about it. In fact, even if any attempt is made, it is going to be in frustration and futility. Because when you can't clearly communicate, people begin to move towards what you had already said. But deep inside of you, you that have the vision, you see that what is being done on the physical is not corresponding with what you have inside of you. So communication is a skill that must be mastered. All leaders must have mastery of communication. It is something you cannot do without it. It is very, very important. A leader needs to get this, and this is how to communicate. When you want to communicate a vision, don't communicate that vision to everybody. Are we together? Don't communicate the vision to everyone. Don't do that. And this is how you should do it. This is how you communicate your vision. You need to first communicate the vision to those that will get the vision to fly. Let's assume you are a leader of a church, you're a leader of an organization, and you have it in your heart to do something. You have this vision to do some particular thing. Now, there are definitely, let's say, about 20 people in your team to make that thing happen. You have 20 people in your team. The truth is, not all of the 20 people in that team are going to be actively involved in making that thing happen. So when you have a vision, the first thing you do is to identify those that will make that vision to fly. That's the first thing you have to do, identifying those that will make the vision to fly. And once you are able to identify those that will make that vision fly, the next thing is you communicate to them first. Because in communicating to them first, they are the ones that their minds will be able to capture the words you've spoken, right? And they are able to picture what to do. Once you have sorted that out, you have I'll say you've had like 70% score when it comes to communicating your vision. And the next thing now is to call everyone together and communicate the larger vision to everyone on your team. And that's why you see some companies do key retreats for their leaders. The reason why they do key retreats for leaders is because they've been able to identify